Today we are talking about something really heavy and really important. Some Instagram accounts you should follow for more information are Emily Warren NNN posters _for BLM Amy Carrero, and I will be using some images from their accounts in this video. Some other resources will be in the description. Let's get into this. We can do this. Nowadays we call them the police, but they were originally called the Slave Patrol or the Night Watch, and they were designed to control the whole enslaved population, i.e., when slaves tried to escape. To be police officer, it only takes about 880 hours of training to handle and use not only their authority but also dangerous weapons. For comparison, to be a dietitian you need 900 hours of training and a bachelor's degree. To be a massage therapist you need 1,000. Barbers need 1,500, and to be an electrician you need about 4,000 hours of training. So, to cut someone's hair you need about 620 more hours of training than to have authority over people's lives, the ability to end them, the weapons to end lives. And in most cases the will to end lives, plus you don't have to solve murders or other cases you don't want to, but to cut someone's hair you need more training. This is really only a big problem in America, because in other countries they have completely different systems. In 2019 the number of citizens killed by cops per country are as follows. The UK had 3, Finland had 3, the Netherlands had 4, Germany had 11, France had 26, Canada had 36, and the United States had 98 innocent people killed by cops in 2019 alone. You can fact-check these numbers, I promise that they're right. 99% of these 98 killings have not resulted in any punishment to the officers. To keep funding the cops is also a lot of money. To end homelessness would cost about $20 billion in the US. To end hunger would cost about $25 billion in the US. To ensure free college for everyone would be about $35 billion in the US, and annually it costs around $103 billion to fund the police. So, every year we spend more money to fund the police than it would be to end homelessness, end hunger, and ensure free college for everyone altogether. Now, the first thing I thought of when I saw #defund the police, I was scared. Who would I call if something happened? How will I know I'm safe? But that is white privilege. For at least a quarter of the population, the police are the last people they would call if they were in trouble. For that over 25%, the police are the danger. They are the undertrained and overarmed people who could come into their homes, murder them in their sleep, and suffer no consequences for no reasons other than racism, LGBTQ phobia, and pure bigotry. Those instances aren't so isolated. They are part of a pattern of over-policing black communities that stems from the systemic racism sewn into the fabric of this country. Reform has been ineffective, and the baby steps we are making may not be enough to make it feel like progress, but not enough to elicit the real change that needs to be made. The institution is completely broken and needs to just be abolished so we can just start over completely. Just last week a pregnant black woman was driving in a cop pulled her over for no reason, made her get out of the car and tasered her stomach. Her child died. She was charged with fetus slaughter. In the same state in the same week, a white cheerleader killed her 1-year-old child and buried him in the backyard. She got no punishment whatsoever. There will be solutions and replacements for cops that would be much more effective and unbiased. For some examples of those solutions, you can check out the Defund the Police episode of Emily Warren's podcast, and I will go into some of these in another video. It's not just a few bad cops, it's so many. 1 in 5 current cops and 2 in 5 retired cops have made racist, sexist, or generally violent posts on social media. It's just so fucked up. How privileged do you have to be to think that making these posts won't catch up to you? If you did that with almost any other job, you'd be fired. But nothing happens to them after posting, "Great day for a chokehold," or "Going to Walmart in the ghetto. Animals crawling all over the place, I'm bound to catch a creature or two." And nothing happens. Please check out the description. I will be linking some petitions to sign and some Black trans-lead organizations you should really check out. Everything makes a difference and we can make a difference. Everything helps and you can help too. I am transgender. I am queer. This can put me in danger, but I realize my privilege. I pass pretty well most of the time and I am white. There is a tweet I saw that said something along the lines of, "It's Pride Month, but you don't see any queer people say, well, gay lives matter too." You see queer people marching alongside Black Lives Matter protests. We know what it's like to be oppressed and we all have to recognize what privilege we have and help the people being killed. Black Lives Matter, and white people have to use their privilege to help. I've heard of protests where someone will shout for the white people to make a wall and they all go to the front to make the police calm down. We all have to stand up and realize what's happening. Let's stand together and let's change the world. We can do this. If you can't go to protests, spread information, share this video, research, and sign petitions. Black Lives Matter. This is the first video in a series of videos to educate people on Black Lives Matter. I am currently working on a much longer project because Black Lives Matter and we need to make a difference.